What if Michael 2 is not just a sequel? What if the second movie is the part they almost showed us, then pulled back at the last second? Because when Michael ended, it did not feel like the end of a movie. It felt like somebody closed a door, while the music was still playing behind it. And now, after the first Michael movie exploded at the box office, fans are asking one massive question. Is Michael 2 actually happening? And if it is, what part of Michael Jackson's life are they brave enough to show next? First, let's separate fact from noise. As of right now, Michael 2 does not have an official release date. No official trailer has been released, and Lionsgate has not announced a full confirmed cast list for the sequel. But this is where it gets very interesting. Lionsgate has not been silent. The studio has openly talked about a second Michael film, and Lionsgate film boss Adam Fogelson said the conversations around the next chapter are going extremely well. Even bigger than that, he said they believe around 25 to 30% of a second movie may already be shot from previous production work. That means Michael 2 may not be starting from zero. It may already be hiding in the footage we never got to see. And the reason fans are taking this seriously is simple. The first Michael movie became a box office monster. It opened huge worldwide, became one of the biggest biopic openings ever, and has now climbed close to the billion-dollar level globally. So from a business point of view, the question is not, can fans expect a bigger sequel? The real question is, how could the studio not explore one? But here is the twist. Michael 2 cannot just be bigger. It has to be smarter. The first movie showed the rise, the child, the family pressure, the Jackson 5 era, the solo explosion, the perfectionism, the stage magic, and the moment where Michael becomes almost untouchable as a performer. But the second movie would be stepping into a completely different emotional universe. Not the making of a star, the price of becoming one. If Michael 2 moves forward, the story could start around the late bad era and move into the dangerous and history years. That means the movie could explore songs and moments the first film barely touched. Man in the Mirror, Smooth Criminal, Black or White, Remember the Time, Heal the World, Earth Song, You Are Not Alone, and the gigantic world tours that turned Michael into a global symbol, not just a singer. Imagine the opening scene. A stadium in total darkness, thousands of fans screaming before a single note plays. A spotlight hits the stage, but Michael does not move. He just stands there, and for one full minute, the entire world waits for one man to breathe. That is the kind of cinematic power Michael 2 could have. But behind that stage, the movie could become much more human. Because the next chapter of Michael Jackson's life was not only about music. It was about fame becoming too large for one person to carry. The sequel could show Neverland not only as a fantasy place, but as a symbol. To fans, it looked magical. To Michael, maybe it was an escape. A world where childhood never had to end, because his own childhood was taken by rehearsals, pressure, discipline, and global attention. That could be the emotional heart of Michael 2. A man who entertained the whole planet, but still searched for the boy he used to be. Now let's talk rumored and expected actors, but carefully. Nothing is officially confirmed for Michael 2 yet, so any cast talk right now is speculation unless Lionsgate announces it. But if the sequel continues the story directly, fans naturally expect Jaafar Jackson to return as Michael Jackson, because he is the face of the first film, and because part of the possible sequel footage may already include him. If the story uses family scenes or flashbacks, people may also expect Colman Domingo as Joe Jackson, Nia Long as Catherine Jackson, and Miles Teller as John Branca to remain important. Again, that is not confirmed. That is the most logical expectation based on the first movie's cast and story direction. But the real casting mystery is the new people. Another powerful storyline could be the Super Bowl halftime show. That moment changed entertainment history. Before Michael, the halftime show was not always the cultural event it became later. But after him, the stage became a global spectacle. So Michael too could use that performance as a turning point. One man walks into a stadium and walks out as an empire. But empires attract pressure. They attract obsession. They attract enemies. And sometimes they make the person at the center feel more alone than ever. The movie could also explore his relationships. The marriage to Lisa Marie Presley would be a huge dramatic chapter, not just because of celebrity headlines, but because it connected two music dynasties, the daughter of Elvis Presley and the king of pop. That story alone could create a full emotional section about image, trust, public judgment, and whether love can survive when the world is watching every gesture. Then there is fatherhood. If handled with care, Michael too could show a softer and more private side, the desire to protect his children from the same spotlight that shaped him. That could make the sequel more emotional, because it would not just ask, who was Michael Jackson to the world? It would ask, who was he when the stage lights went off? So when could Michael 2 release? No official date has been announced, but if the studio already has a portion of footage and if production moves quickly, a late 2027 release would be the fastest optimistic possibility. A more realistic window could be 2028, especially if the script, legal approvals, music rights, cast schedules, and major concert recreations take time, because this would not be a small sequel. To satisfy fans, Michael 2 would need giant performance sequences, emotional family drama, a darker media atmosphere, and a careful balance between celebration and complexity. Fans do not want a boring Wikipedia timeline. They want to feel the pressure. They want to feel the silence before the moonwalk. They want to see the human being behind the glove, the hat, the mirrors, the headlines, and the impossible expectations. They want the magic, but they also want the truth. And maybe that is why Michael 2 could be even bigger than the first movie. Because the first Michael showed us how the world discovered him. The sequel could show what happened after the world refused to let him go. But remember, until Lionsgate gives official details, storyline ideas, casting names, and release windows are speculation. The confirmed update is that the studio is seriously exploring the next chapter. There is already material that could help build it, and the box office numbers have made the sequel conversation much louder. So now the question becomes bigger than, will Michael 2 happen? The real question is, which Michael will the sequel show us? The king on stage? The man behind the mirror? Or the legend the world created, then never truly understood? Because if Michael 2 is made the right way, it could become more than a sequel. It could become the most talked about music biopic follow-up in years. Now I want to know your opinion. Should Michael 2 go darker and more honest? Or should it stay focused on the music, the performances, and the legacy? Comment your thoughts below and follow for more movie news, updates, and sequel breakdowns.